How goes it, people? Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jack. I produce weekly content based around video editing, videography, and how to make money making videos. How I made $25,000 a year at 18. That title sounds like more than it is. The reason, because $25,000 a year is not actually crazy at all, right? I mean, like, it's kind of like an entry-level freelance position, to be honest. And today what I want to do is talk to you about the breakdown of exactly how I made it to $25,000 a year, how I was making over $2,000 a month video editing after only a matter of maybe like 4 months in the freelance video editing game, and then tell you guys what I wish I'd done or just wasn't really smart enough to do back then. It wasn't really switched on to do, which could have made me make far more money. And for all my active freelancers right now, I'm actually not super active in the freelance game at the moment. It's been that way for about 2 weeks now. Maybe I jump back into it, but I'm kind of enjoying not being so heavily invested in projects and focusing on my more online-based businesses, especially the YouTube channel. And basically, there are some of you guys, a huge portion of you, who are heavily into the freelance game, and this will basically give you some insight into what I think you should do right now, which will make you make more money. 100% stay with me. So, title sounds cooler than it is. It's really for my younger audience. Any of my older people are like, $25K a year, bro. How were you even living? Because $25,000 a year is pretty much only like 20,000 pounds a year or something like that. So, like, you know, it definitely sounds more than it is. But basically, there is huge value in this story because I could have made a lot more. And in retrospect, I was in a good position to go and make a bunch more. But first off, how was I even making that? How was I making the $25,000 a year at 18, which is something that I know I've just downplayed it because I'm comparing it to the absolute top of, like, video editors, which are making, you know, hundreds of thousands. So 25,000 isn't loads, but to a lot of my guys just getting started, you're like, Jack, what the fuck, bro? 25K a year, that's me. I'm set, you know? So I totally understand. Let me break this down. First off, I only had 2 full-time clients, right? I know, crazy, right? But I only had 2 full-time clients, and they were both paying me about $1,000 a piece. One of them was paying me a little bit more, maybe like 1.3. The other one might have been paying me more, like $900 or something like that, $950 maybe. So basically, one of them was a top 10 channel, the exact same channel that I broke down as my example in 2 days ago video, the video where I was talking about starting a YouTube channel just for the money. This is the guy that I worked for. He started a YouTube channel literally just for the money. Go watch that video after this one, obviously. But he started the channel just for the money. He hired me as an editor, and he went on to make it a success as we broke it down as our case study in the other video. God damn it, everything's going to shit. I'm trying to set up a new place with my boy Axel. My crazy Swedish friend Axel's trying to move over here from fucking the Isle of Man, which he was stuck there, and we're trying to fucking get a rental agreement sorted. Everything's 100% on my side. Axel is about as dodgy as it gets, and he's got no fucking clue what's going on with his reference or whatever. Anyways, I'm the king of giving you guys random info about my life in the middle of a video. So, there you go. Absolute, you know, just exactly what's going on in my day. But basically, one of them was the top 10 channel, and another one was a biographics channel, right? Where basically it was history biographics. So essentially, the top 10 channel, they're paying me $60 a pop, $60 a video, and they're giving me about 3-4 videos a week, something like that, you know? And then the biographics channel were paying me about $130 to $160 a video, so call it $150 a video, and they were giving me 2 videos a week. Now, the top 10 channels videos were super easy. It was literally just, you know, the voiceover, and then you edit it up. I literally broke down how to do that in yesterday's video. I mean, 2 days ago video, so check that out if you're interested. But the biographics was cool. And that was a little bit longer. It would be a commentator just like this, and he'd be like, hey guys, today I'm going to tell you about Napoleon, and then I'd edit on the visual representation about Napoleon's life, whatever, blah, 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 you know? Napoleon, just an example. We did everybody, you know? And then on top of that, I would also have some one-off projects. So, for example, like a random fucking Vietnamese cryptocurrency company would find me, and I'd make like a promotional video for them or something for $1,000 or something. So that would be different months where I'd, you know, make $3,000 in a month, or, you know, whatever. There might be a month where I made only like 1.8 or something like that, you know. So the freelance game, it's a little bit up and down, but I had those 2 consistent clients for about an entire year. Those were my 2 main clients for an entire year, and they were bringing me in, just off those 2 clients, about $2,000 a month, right? And about 2,003, yeah, like I said, sometimes 3, sometimes 1.8, whatever. Middle, about 2K, right? Wonderful. And looking back, I was literally in a phenomenal position to have kept those 2 making me my money, and then everybody else that wanted to work with me, charged them loads. Because if you are in a position where essentially you have a comfortable position where people are paying your bills, all the next clients, you should not charge them the same rate that you're charging these two who you've already secured. You should be charging them much more because you could afford for them to say, oh, I can't afford you, and you not actually, it doesn't matter, right? In retrospect, every new client that I was negotiating with, I should have charged at the very least double because I'm not in a position where I needed the job, which means if they said, no, we can't afford you, it was no big deal. I still had the top 10 channel and the biographics channel paying my bills every single month. But instead, and this is what I'm talking about where I wasn't thinking. In retrospect, I just sort of wanted more clients and I would just basically go and get the same rate, etc. And, this basically created an effect where a year later, I was still making 25 grand a year. When in retrospect, I could have used that moment where I had these two 100% consistent clients to pretty much pay my bills, and then I'd be quoting all my, future prospects a bunch more. And two of them eventually would have said yes. And in that year, I would have maybe had two clients paying me 50 grand a year later. So in retrospect, I was only 18. I was pretty excited about just making money on the internet very consistently. Like I'd made money on the internet before, but never this consistent. Never I'd sit down for a few hours, boom, get sent $150 on PayPal that day, right? It was never as consistent. My phone is literally blowing up. Who knows if we get this fucking house? Maybe we do, maybe we don't. It's in God's hands. But anyways, and I should have began targeting higher tier clients that were willing to pay me more. So all my freelancers right now, I got a lot of you right now who are probably in the same position. If you have some consistent clients, every future client, literally give them double your quote. Loads of them will say no. One or two will say yes. Those are the people that you're going to keep on board, and now you're making a bunch more money, right? You're in a position to, say no to stuff. Now, I'm in a position where my YouTube channel is making a bunch of money, and I've got a couple other prospects on the side. So when a freelance client comes to me now, I'm saying quite a bit. I'm not going to lie. And if I'm going to be doing more freelancing stuff in the future, I'm only doing that for a significant amount of money because, I've created this safety net, essentially, where I've got other things making money, and essentially, I should have done this back then. So especially seeing as my current clients gave me the room to basically reject those people. Or not reject, but to be rejected by them, right? If I was making $2 grand a month every single month, and someone came to me, hey, what's up? Can you do this video for blah, blah, blah? In retrospect, I had room to negotiate more. And if I'd been as clued up now as I am then, which in retrospect, I'm surprised I wasn't doing this. You know what I mean? But then again, I'm 22. I was 18 then. I'm dumb today. I was even dumber then. At the end of the day, there you go. You can learn from my mistakes. I want to make this a big thing on the channel. Just talking about my previous career. I actually feel as though I'm almost getting to the tail end of my heavy all day long freelance career, which means that I've learned a lot over 3 years that I now want to talk almost in retrospect, like looking back on my career and say, like, what could I have done better? What could you guys who are still actively involved in, as this being your main income, learn from what I didn't do as good in retrospect and what you could do better? You know what I mean? And I think there's a lot of value to be provided in that angle of me coming at you guys from looking back and be like, yo, I could have been making 50 grand a year, but instead I only capped myself at 25 because of these small little things that I potentially wasn't doing. So to recap, I was making over 2 grand a month, $25,000 a year at 18 years old off literally 2 clients, a top 10 channel, a biographics channel. And in retrospect, that was the perfect position to get more clients that were paying me more, and then potentially leave those behind as I'd outgrown them and gone on to the clients that were paying me $50K a year, and just for 2 clients. So there you go. Thank you guys for tuning in. Bada bing, bada boom. Follow Creator Dashboard. You know the drill. Creator Dashboard, absolute community hub for creators. Thank you guys for tuning in. More videos to come. Comment 5%, gang. If you've made it to the end of the video, only 5% of the people that watch my videos actually make it to the end. If you comment 5%, gang, I have massive respect for you, and I will pay attention, and you'll get someone in the future. Who knows? Something. It's coming your way. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a nice day, and take it easy. Peace.